Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's video we're going to go back to an old list. I've put a slight tweak on it and we're going to be looking at going back to the one-shot squad. So what this was a list designed entirely around trying to find as many different ways to one-shot enemy units. Not necessarily captains, but units. So what we've got in, we don't have any Maximus in here. We've got our Drum Dancer Tali as our 1-drop. Our 2-drop slot is somewhat empty. We've got Fatetwister Tantun, who's probably not being played on 2. So this does mean that we probably want to be using Astra's Gross Hitter ability fairly often. Following up from that, we've got both Toxoid and Blindsider Eztli as 3-drops, and Toxoid in conjunction with Tali, and also probably just Eztli in conjunction with Tali as well, can both just one-shot units out of nowhere. We've got Tipu that can grow big enough to one-shot anything eventually. We've following that up again with Furia. So Furia is obviously the ticking time bomb. You sit there at the back of the battlefield, try and get that damage going up and up and up, and eventually you can take out the enemy. And then also Micoani Thicket, because that's how poison interacts with Tali. And so all of that manipulation combined with the Fatetwister Tantun Furia combo means that we might be able to just keep one-shotting enemy units until we get the combo off in the endgame, or even just until we control the board. So we're going to jump into a few games and see how this goes. If you've enjoyed this content, please do hit that subscribe button, hit a like on the video, let me know in the comments how you would be running this build, and if you really love it, please go ahead and support us over on the Patreon down in the description below. It's the best way to support me, and I absolutely, really do feel the benefit from every single one of them. It really does give me that motivation to keep going. So thank you very much for watching, and I will queue up and I'll see you in game. So hopefully this shouldn't be, I was going to say too long of a queue, because I've got an understanding that there are people queuing at the moment. I think it's probably people we've seen in a few videos recently, and let's see if that's the case. Okay, we've got an Astra list this time, with a Servitor. Ooh, Vortex and Plink. Now this is just an absurd situation here. This really does help. So we've got an Astra mirror match. The question is, are we actually against Corella or are we against someone else? It is Corella. Okay, so interestingly enough, I don't really know what to do. I think I'm just going to grow Cinder and wait. No sense in making a fuss out of it. Grow some Cinder, pass the turn. And I'm curious as to where they grow Cinder, because if we can move aggressively and still take out any Cinder that they play, that's very good for us. However, if they just place a unit, we can just go and deploy more units. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to have 4 Cinder, so we could just haste out something, but let's be honest, we probably just want our 4 Cinder. Given that I don't think they can actually deploy up here, I almost feel like we place a Blindsider Eztli down about here, and probably just grow a Cinder behind us. Because I don't think they're going to be able to deal with that. If they've got a Vortex or something, they will, but that'll just pull it onto us. Oh, I could have sworn we weren't in range there. Oh well, it doesn't cost us anything if we pick it up immediately. Okay, so we did alright on the angles there. Unfortunately, it means we're only going to have 4 Cinder next turn, not 5. And I thought we were going to have 5, so I was looking to maybe haste out a Toxoid or something. But it's fine, we've got good answers here. And given that we're the one-shot squad, we've potentially got the ability to one-shot Maximus next turn with our Blindsider Eztli. So that feels pretty good here. Yeah, if that's where Maximus goes, then I feel in a good spot. Especially if this is something else we can deal with. Yeah, so we can just apply pressure to things here. Okay, so Tali is actually probably more of an issue. This is so many things. This is why I'm not convinced I like the and Rickety as well. Wow. Okay, so what do we do here? We can deal 4 damage to something out of nowhere. But I think what we actually want to do is just move back here, take a pot shot onto something like... Let's take a pot shot onto Antios. No, let's go on to Tali. So the question is, where can Antios move? Over there. So I want Broken Vengeance to go out of range of that. We're then going to bring Eztli over here, kill this with Plink, and then honestly It's almost tempted to try and pull away because we're going to be taking 10 damage here at this rate, maybe 12. So I think we just leave it here and have to try and follow up with something next turn. So, but we don't have a good follow-up. Wow, they're just going straight for us. So if they put all that damage into us, we can at least kill Maximus and Antios potentially next turn. We might be able to deploy something in their face, I guess. Yeah, I mean... Oh, they don't have enough Cinder, so they can deal 5 to us here. That's not too bad. And we can actually just move Broken Vengeance in here, kill them. Oh, 6, sorry, yeah. I forgot the order of that, but yeah. So we can use Broken Vengeance to kill that. We can deal some damage over there. And in theory... In fact, we could even just move Eztli over here and take this out, which just takes a lot more damage off the table. Yep, this is all fine. Plus this also moves us in the direction we want the game to go in. And we've got 4 drops that are worth using. But the question is, what's the best way to go about it? If they've got like a Ion Storm, that's pretty bad for us, but I feel like this is going to be a Vortex. If they Vortex this way, that's fine.
Whoops. Did I trigger something?
What is going on? Okay, it is a Vortex. Oh, they're just pulling away from Broken Vengeance, maybe? Or trying to deploy a... Okay, doing that onto Broken Vengeance is pretty bad for us. So we are going to need to move this all around. Broken Vengeance basically has to go for this combo no matter what, and we need to use it to block the route as well, so... Okay, so the fact that they retaliate still is great for us. Oh my god, they're missing everything. Broken Vengeance, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Just like I always dreamed.
I cannot believe that just happened. That was one of the worst showings I think I've ever seen. Okay, so we're going to place Fatetwister Tantun down there. Artillery can come in up here to try and just block things off a little bit. Pop a Cinder Orb down as well. We'll bring Eztli over here just to kill their Artillery. That is one of the worst ratios I think I've ever seen in a game. That was utterly terrible. Okay, I mean we've got a huge crew advantage, but we are down a bit on life. But this can easily start changing. We've now got access to things like Toxoid, so we can start doing our fun little combos there. But yeah. Oh dear, that was painful. The interesting thing here as well though is if we can get into range with a Toxoid, we can just kill something with one shot with Toxoid itself using Tilali, because we can actually pick up enough Cinder here. The question is, what do they into the breach? If they into the breach like a crosshair, that's really good for them. It's a Tipu. Okay. We're fine with Tipu, we can just deal with that. Because we can actually just move up here, into the breach of Toxoid, give it double strike, and probably just kill Tipu. Especially if this can get into range to hit here, that's really good for us. I think we're actually in a really good spot. Not really good, but a lot better spot than it feels. There's the Cinder Orb. Okay. I wonder if there's a spot we can get Toxoid into there. Okay, at least we've got our game plan, I think. And Tantun's actually going to be good against their Ion Storm. And we've got Plink as well. Okay, so let's just... How far can we move here? I think we should be in range. So let's go with this first. Move as far out here as we can. Tantun's just going to take this and gain the Cinder. So we into the breach. We play out our Toxoid as far this way as we can. We battle Frenzy Toxoid. Bring it over here to take out Tipu. Awesome. And start getting our hits in here. And get the Plink going. Okay, so we're miles ahead on crew and we're only slightly behind in damage. Next turn we can into the breach our Tipu and start going for it. They basically have to take their Cinder here. But we've also got Toxoid alive and full health on the battlefield, which never happens. Like, I think it's going to live unless they have something to do with it. Yeah, so they're obviously going to need to Into the Breach something here to make the best of it. Also, this is the second video I've recorded today, and I think Corallar's gone second every single time, as we made really good use of Second Wind. Okay, so this is another three damage unit, I assume. Oh, it's Eztli, yeah. So Eztli could actually come straight for us. Okay, they're gone for Toxoid. That's probably a good call. So we can actually Into the Breach our Tipu here, and maybe even just kill this in conjunction with a couple of other things. They're going to take their Cinder. Question is, where do they move Astra? Because we hit this, get hit back, which is unfortunate, but I think a necessity at this point. Play Tipu with Into the Breach and use our Plink. Just take this out overall. Yeah, and then this is another Cinder Orb. Yeah, that looks like a Cinder Orb to me. And it is. That's all well and good. So the fact they didn't actually get to use all their Cinder there is so good for us. Because this is 1, 2... Yeah, so we have to choose what we want to get hit, and I think it is Charlie at this point. We will Into the Breach. Tipu over here. So our Tipu is going to get killed by their Toxoid most likely. Oh, we forgot to Plink. Oops. I actually think we probably move back. So let's actually move this over here to block line of sight a little bit, or block at least movement. This does a bit of both, and we'll just move in this direction. Make it a little bit harder for them. So yeah, we should actually have full health on our Tipu here. That was a pretty big mistake, because they've got 3 damage on the battlefield, and it's not that hard for them to find another 3 damage unit to kill it. So that's actually probably a pretty big deal. Yeah, they can kill Sali here overall. Okay, the crit means they don't get to double move with Astra, which is quite nice. So Astra might feel a little bit lost here. I'm guessing this is a Toxoid though. There's no reason for them not to have a Toxoid in this list. Ooh, or is it Thicket? It is a Thicket. So, funny thing is, we've got this, but not until next turn. Okay, they're just going to hope we miss, because then if we hit, we actually grow out of range of it. We do! We grew, and then we can actually move this in and get the guaranteed hit on this. So if we can just get Astra to hit first, we can kill this without even losing our unit. Oh. Okay, sad times. Astra gets to move again.
Whoops, did I trigger something?
Okay, so now what do we do? That's their Toxoid, okay. So I mean, we can Into the Breach Furia, but that doesn't help.
Chaos is order.
I think we Season of the Hunt the Thicket and just start running away.
The disease will be purged.
Crits are nice. So we'll move over here. Move over here. Make it hard for Astra. What I actually think we do here is maybe even just pull Astra backwards, because that gives them even less chance of getting a good line of sight. We can play our Furia down, and we can grow a Cinder Orb ready for next turn. And just might as well Plink here. So everything in existence is on the battlefield.
My pain will be your end.
Furia is a big part of this, I think. Yeah. So this pull matters, because they can then kill Furia, of course they can. So we can't attack back, they can just jump in. Yeah, that pull mattered a lot. Oh, Corallar, stop being so mean. I'm trying to think what we can even do here to try and deal with this. I don't think there's anything other than... Actually, depends how much Cinder we can get. Maybe there is. Okay, what can we do? I mean, I'm not convinced there is.
Never gets old.
Yeah, I mean, this is all fine. What if... I can't think of any. No, I had a line a minute ago, but I feel like this is going to be the end of it for us. Because all I was thinking was into the breaching and trying to kill one of these, plinking to heal one, killing it with Astra. So, like, for instance, moving back here for the Cinder, going into the breach, onto Micoani Thicket. So, what if we just go to like here? So we into the breach, our Micoani Thicket. Can we seasonal hunt Toxoid? We hit the thicket. Our thicket moves away. We shoot that. Because we can shoot that instead of plinking it, I think. Yeah. Just use ourselves to body block. Pop a Cinder Orb down about here. Start blocking things again. And then there's no valid plink targets, are there? No. I don't think we've got this. It's basically who can keep their thicket alive. Yeah, so they can kill that. They missed. Oh, we'd already put a miss thing on it. So they can't actually kill this. I didn't realise we'd already put one on. So if we put that on there, and then... There's a world where this could work. I didn't realise that already had a trigger on it. So the orbs do matter a lot. So we can just move these to pick up Cinder, it's fine. But we need to kill... Like, this is all fine. We're not worried about this. This can just go and deal with that. Maybe even both. Go down here. We just need to be able to get our thicket to hit their thicket.
Look, leaderly.
So if we, like, go over here.
Is order.
Or their Maximus. It really matters what this pull hits. So let's do this.
There are many paths.
Gotcha.
Trap the prey. Yes, it works. And then grow a Cinder here to try and trap Astra in a little. And then with us with Plink, we should win this. Like, we should be able to outdamage them. Especially with a thicket here. Because we can just start churning out all the damage we need. This is obviously a massive inconvenience, but that's fine. And Maximus can run away as well. Maybe it's the range damage versus the melee is actually too good for us, but we've got... Okay, so depending on where they go, we've got two different mobility options here. Oh no, please don't say the game's frozen. This is a great finish. Okay, so that's fine. I actually think we might have this. If that's as far as Max can move, we've got Vortex coming, but they've got Ion Storm. So let's try this. Go for the hit. Okay, we got the hit. That's all we needed, I think.
One win, one bug.
And now it's just a bit of a formulaic thing, I believe. Kill that Cinder. So how far can she move in which direction? So basically, growing Cinder I don't actually think helps us here at all. But I think what does help us is any time we can get Micoani Thicket into range. Yeah, it was Vortex versus Vortex, so that's nearly irrelevant, but it's the fact that we've got Plink and they don't. Means that we're doing 2 damage a turn, so barring some ridiculous crits, we should win this. And that's a ridiculous miss. These orbs don't matter. Like, we can just go over here, hit this, get the plink, move over here, and just, we'll deal with this now. That was a fun interaction. But yeah, we should, like, there shouldn't be anything we can lose to here. Yeah, there we go. It was just going to be a lot of turns of this and plink. Another hard fought game. Like, Corallar's been one of my favourite opponents recently, just because the games have been so back and forth. Awesome. Loving it. Okay, let's go for one more. I'm kind of like, at the moment, the games are actually lasting a really long time. So what I'm trying to do is keep the videos around half an hour, because also, you know, I don't want things to just drag on a really, really long time when we're doing the videos. But also, I need to be able to fit in the recording sessions for the content as well. So you may notice sometimes there'll be less games every so often, but the games will be, you know, like, there'll be able to be more videos basically, because otherwise we're going to end up just doing 3 games a time, but it's going to take all the spare time I've got. I won't get time to edit it, I won't get enough time to record additional content, so it's probably going to be slowing down a little bit in terms of how many games per video. But also, I've had a couple of requests, like more than one actually, to make shorter videos, so we might just be able to sort of trim it down to the point that we get maybe 1 really interesting game in, rather than 2 sort of longer ones, and just pick and choose what we do. So for now, I'm going to wait until we get another game, and I'll see you in there. Okay, we found another game here, so we don't know what our opponent's going to be, but hopefully it's going to be a fun one. It could be Pax. Pax has said they're also looking to queue up as well, and hopefully have a lot of fun with this. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, Escape Hatch. What does that put down for us? There was a 6 drop, wasn't it? Oh, it's Thicket. I mean, that could be funny, but I just love Stim Burst too much to not take it. Oh, it's Simpara. Interesting. So we got someone who I haven't seen in a while. So that'd be glad. I'm quite glad that they're like coming back to the game, because I used to play them quite often. Yeah, this is my favourite little spot because they can see me but not this. And then now we can actually just play a 4-drop really early on. If they put any bad placement down, we can just hide it. But honestly, if they put it like in this spot, that would be bad for them. Yeah, this is perfectly reasonable. However, what isn't reasonable is telling them to deal with a Broken Vengeance. Maybe like block off an entire route for it. Of course we missed. Why would we not miss? I don't think we're even going to use Escape Hatch most of this game, but it's just going to be a bad option. However, it does give us some better options of moving forwards. I do just struggle to resist a Stim Burst now, though. So here we're probably just going to run up and... Okay, so they're just going for that. So here maybe we actually do bring up... Oh, that crit really matters. That's so much damage. We can potentially die next turn. Oh, that's so sad compared to that. Oh, Simpara, you meanie. Like, as much as I still enjoy having crits in the game, but the critting for 2 is brutal here. It's literally just... We should be up at 6 health. If this is a Beatrice, I'm just not too fussed by it. If it's a Chuck, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's a Chuck, of course it is. Okay, so... If we do this, we only survive for 2 hits. So, there's no point in trying to risk that. If we make this hit, that matters. Okay, let's go for... Yeah, let's just take Maximus out. Let's into the Reach Artillery and just get this dealt with. It's too much of a threat, but because we need to maximise threats, I am going to Escape Hatch here. And bring down our Thicket. It's only 4 health, but hey, it's better than nothing. And poke the captain. There we go. So, Thicket isn't something I want to have down right now, but Thicket with Slali means that if we get good angles on things, we could potentially just one-shot something, including Chuck. So if they move back this way and move Chuck in for it, we're actually not in a bad spot. I hope this isn't stasis. Okay, Disrupt is fine. Stim Burst might be a necessary evil here. Onto these two, and then maybe we can get an angle. Okay, well that's just going to be the end of that angle if they just move into that spot. If they move up here, fine. I feel like I'm getting worse at this game sometimes. I'm really keen for all the new changes to come, because then we can actually just start learning everything all over again. Ooh, Balam. Okay, so we know not to group up. That's all fine. The question is, do we have anything that really matters for that? Not right now. So it could just be the case that we need to start putting pressure over onto Balam ourselves. But let's see. Whatever this can do matters a lot. Okay, that's good for us. So these are going to be Stim Burst.
Toys! They're counting on us.
I'm unsure on our correct route of action here. We can't even get a good line there. So we'll be able to get to here, and I don't think that actually gets us where we want, which is really unfortunate. So what do we do? What do we do? And this can just move up here, try and stay a little bit safer. Ooh, we got the crit. Nice. Yeah, so this doesn't actually get us what we want here, so we're just going to keep this hidden around the corner. And we're just going to deploy something, I think. Probably this little fella. And maybe a sneaky little Cinder Orb if we want to try and go for some progress. Actually no, because at the moment we've got 6 next turn. That just lets us into the breach Tipu, and that's something we do want. So let's keep that out. We've got into the breach Tipu, we've got into the breach Toxoid if we need it, which could be very useful versus Balam. Because at the moment, yes, they can't get these in range of Balam, which was the plan. They can get into range to just kill our Thicket. Yes, but they probably should shoot first. Oh, they might not be in range. Yeah, it's close. Just bear with me. I'm just messaging someone who told me they were going to come and find a game. Okay, so there's Balam running away. That's fine. We can deal with that. Second wind, what's the plan going to be? So, okay, they've gone for the Eztli kill. Well, not kill, but the Eztli stun. So this actually stops them getting chucked. So it puts it down to 1, but that's fine. Got plinked by a rock. So, we don't have Stim Burst yet is the thing, because Stim Burst can really change this turn.
With you till the end.
There goes Beatrice.
Look, leader lead.
So, where do we go from here? We can't get anything we want to into range of things. We can Tipu into the breach something, we can... You know what? We might just be in range of Tipu into the breach here. But then that doesn't actually kill Toxoid. Toxoid? Balam. But Toxoid would. So let's try that. We don't have good angle is the problem, so it puts it down to 1 essentially.
Onward, Berg.
So we're going to into the breach Toxoid here. Bring it over this side. Hope we get the 13% chance, oh dear. That's not good. We'll just start slapping. Give them too many options to deal with. And know where to grow a Cinder. Let's pass a turn. This is not going well for me. They're going to stun both of these or both of these. But at least we've given them difficult options. We've got Stim Burst and we've actually got an into the breach something useful next turn. Yeah, so this is fine, they just run away, but we can into the breach anything over here. We can push damage onto their captain. Oh, they stun themselves. Oh, that's not good. Poor OP. That actually means as well that we can apply even more pressure to the enemy captain. Yeah, so they can just toss that away, hit this and blink. But it does mean that we can into the breach of Tipu, possibly onto their Zags. Also, oh, we've already used Broken Vengeance actually, come to think about it.
It's okay, Ferg.
So they can't really move anywhere, and Balam is dead. That's something we can't deny here. Balam is definitely dead. And so they have their damage back would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hopefully they don't play anything else here. There is a world in which they could... Okay, that doesn't change anything.
One win, one bug.
So we just come over here and hit this. We'll pop ourselves over here. We'll into the breach. Pop our little Tipu down. And just start growing on the enemy captain. And honestly, I feel like trying to grow a Cinder somewhere to stop Beatrice getting quite as annoying. It doesn't actually matter, does it? What if we just grow the Cinder back here so we can just potentially use it next turn? And this means that Beatrice, if she hits Eztli, takes more damage. Okay, we're in a good spot. They're down to 10. We can into the breach of Furia, which is only 2 damage, but it's better than nothing. Okay, yeah, Disruptors recognise each other, or whatever it says. Are you just going to toss it? Because I don't think you've quite got the range to toss over the wall. No, and you can't really hit us here, because you only deal 1 damage essentially and we grow. So maybe Simpara is going to struggle here. We have still got Stim Burst as well to apply a lot of pressure. It's just Furia and Fatetwister Tantun. We can just deploy over this and start preparing the end game, really. Like, it's not like there's that much to do. Okay, so they're going for the Beatrice. No, it's here you go. Hit all of it. If that would have been a crit, that would have been nice. Killing that. But now, obviously Zax can place a mine or can run away, but we're going to be able to get into a lot of damage here. Yeah, okay, get the Plink, that is fine. And what's the next unit? That's a good placement because it stops us getting a kill. Second wind. Okay, so we do have to go for something that's suboptimal here. So I actually think what we do is we just keep growing Tipu. Did we really just get crit again?
Everything happens for a reason.
Let's pop Furia down over there.
Smells like cheese.
Let's pop Fatetwister Tantun down over there.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Stay in sharp.
And honestly, I think just going for this might be worth it.
They're counting on us.
Pop some pressure down over there, and we're just going to bring the game in this direction so they have to come and deal with Furia. And if we want to just block a bit of movement here so they can't get our Tipu quite as easily. But they can with Beatrice there, so let's put it up this angle.
No pause button, huh?
And he's got 5 health. Oh, we shouldn't have blocked this actually, we could have just run this way.
Almost time.
So Furia's here, she's got a good angle, we've got Stim Burst to get into range. This is such a debatable situation. This is going to hurt. We're going to lose our Tipu here. But if we can get a good angle into Zax, we can just start one-shotting things. I think we've lost this, honestly. I actually think we've lost this. If you toss first is correct, and then you should be able to move into range still, yeah. Okay, so we're nearly done. Oh, that might be a mistake. Oh no, because Beatrice. Yeah, I forgot Beatrice hadn't attacked. So all we need to do is keep Furia alive for 2 turns and somehow get line of sight onto them. So, no idea how we do that. But we're going to try. This is a pretty tough spot to try and come back from. Oh.
I was being timed?
That actually puts the nail in the coffin. There's no world in which we can tick up damage quick enough to deal with that. Yeah, no, that is actually the end of this. Because essentially, unless we get... Yeah, so we have to basically wait until we've outlasted all of that to be able to make this work, and we just don't have that option. So that ends the game. That was a pretty good finish there from Simpara. Also, Aegis Sentinel, love to see that. So thank you very much for watching. I think we did get a little bit outplayed there. The one-shot squad not living up to its to former glory anymore. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know how you'd build a list like this. Well, yeah, one that's designed to try and one-shot enemy crew. I'd love to see what you were thinking. I'm really curious as to how this is going to affect sort of the future meta as well, because we're going to have more units that can do so. Things like Flurry coming in, Noxie to bring more Toxoids. There's actually a bit more potential for a list like this in the future, so I'm keen to try this out again once we get new units. If you've liked the video, please do go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, and if you really do love what we're doing here, please go over to the Patreon and support us over there. It's the best thing you can do, and I really do appreciate every one of you. But most importantly, with all of that in mind, have a good day.